Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to make this OTORI SAMA. So this cute little plush, we will be learning each and everything how to do this, and the main thing is that I've used double strands. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. For the materials, I'm gonna be using acrylic yarn 3-ply, and I'm gonna double the yarn, so it is going to be 6-ply. I'm using the 5mm hook, and I've doubled the yarn. Okay, and you'll also be needing a stitch marker. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a bobby pin or any other thing that is like that can be used instead of a stitch marker. So basically anything, or gypsy or hoop earring, or another color yarn strand. Next, you also need polyfil for the stuffing, and you need white color felt for the eyes, or if you want you can use white yarn. For the leaf of the baby, we need green yarn, and we also need P6000 glue and a pair of scissors. And yeah, let's get started. First of all, we are going to make a magic ring. For that, you're gonna place your 2 ends. So remember, this is the first time that I'm using 2 yarn strands to create a tutorial. So all of my previous tutorials were single strand, not double strands. So if you are a complete beginner, this might be a bit challenging for you since you have to handle 2 yarn strands. So I would categorize this tutorial into like confident beginner or advanced beginner, because you have to handle 2 yarns. Other than that, there is nothing advanced in this pattern. All are simple things. If you can do basic stitches like single crochets, half double crochets, double crochets, you are good to go. Okay, so first things first, let's start with the magic ring. For that, you're gonna wrap the yarn around your fingers and form an X like this. Next, send your hook under and over, pull it out, twist, and finish it with a chain 1. So this is the magic ring. Always remember that you should be having 2 yarn strands. Next, for round 1, we are going to do 8 single crochets into the magic ring. So 1, insert, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. That is my first single crochet. Insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So mark your first stitch, and you have to make 8 single crochets. I did 2. Now this is my 3rd, 4th. I'll see you guys by the end of the first round. So this V shape, that counts as a stitch. So here's my first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. To close this opening, you're gonna pull from the tail ends. Remember to pull from both yarn ends, and then start the next round. Remove the stitch marker, and you're going to do you're going to place 2 single crochets into each of these stitches. That means you are going to do an increase. You'll be increasing 8 times. So into the first loop, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the same, make another single crochet. Mark your first stitch. Like that, you have to make 2 single crochets into each, and I'll see you guys at the end of this round. Okay, so by the end of the second round, this is how it should look like. For the next round, remove your stitch marker. Into the first stitch where the stitch marker was, you're gonna make one single crochet, mark it as your first stitch, and into the next you're gonna do an increase. So place 2 single crochets into the second stitch, 1 and 2. Into the third, place 1 single crochet. Into the next, do an increase. So the pattern is single crochet, increase. You have to continue doing this until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, for the next round, round 3, you're going to remove the stitch marker, place 1 single crochet into the first stitch, mark it as your first stitch, and then you have to do 2 single crochets into the next. That means you have to do an increase. Oops. 1, 2, and into the next, do 1 single crochet. So single crochet, increase, single crochet. That is the pattern. Follow it until you reach the end of this round, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so this is how it should look like by the end of 4 rounds. For the next 3 rounds, you are just going to place single crochets into each of these stitches, so the total stitch count would not change. Let's go quickly summarize the total stitch count at the end of each round. At the end of first round, you should be having 8. By the end of second, it should be 16. By the end of third, it should be 24. And by the end of 4 rounds, the total stitch count should be 32. So for the next 3 rounds, you are just going to place single crochets, so the total stitch count wouldn't change. I'll see you guys at the end of 3 rounds. Just place 1 single crochet into each and do it for 3 rounds. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 7. So for 4 rounds we did increases, and for the next 3 rounds we just made single crochet each. For the next round, you're gonna place 1 single crochet into the first. I've already placed it and marked it as the first stitch, and into the second, 1 single crochet. You're gonna place 7 single crochets like this. So this is my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and do an increase into the 8th stitch. Increase. So the pattern is 7 single crochet, increase. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and increase. Continue this until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, by the end of that round, you should be having 36 stitches as the total stitch count. For the next round, you have to do 4 single crochet, 1, 2, I have already done my first and marked it as the first stitch. This is my second, 2, 3, 4, and then do an increase. So place 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and then again 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the pattern is 4 single crochet, increase 4 single crochet. Again, place 4 single crochets, 3, 4. Then into the next stitch, do an increase, and again 4 single crochets. You have to continue this pattern until you reach the end of this round, and I'll see you guys there. This is how it should look like, and by the end of that round you should be having a total 6 stitch and by the end of this round you should be having a total stitch count of 40 stitches. Okay, for the next round you're gonna start by placing 1 single crochet into the first stitch. I've already placed it and marked it with the stitch marker. Into the second, 1 single crochet, and into the third stitch you're gonna place 2 single crochets. That means you're doing an increase. Into the next two, place 1 single crochet each. So the pattern is 2 single crochet, increase, 2 single crochet. Let me show it to you again. Into the next, 1 single crochet, into the next, 1 single crochet, and into the next, increase, into the next, 1 single crochet, into the next, 1 single crochet. So the pattern is 2 single crochet, increase, 2 single crochet. Continue it until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so this is how it should look like, and by the end of that round you should be having a total stitch count of 48 stitches. Okay, for the next round you are going to just keep on placing 1 single crochet each, and you are going to repeat that for 10 rounds. So you are just going to place 1 single crochet each for 10 rounds, and I'll see you guys by the end of that round. Okay guys, so this is how it should look like once you finish doing 10 rows of just placing single crochets around. And next we are going to start doing decreases. So for that, remove your stitch marker, and then remember the stitch count didn't change. The stitch count is 48. So to start decreasing, we are going to place 6 single crochets and then decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then decrease. For that, you're gonna go through the front loops of the next 2 stitches like this, and then you're gonna pull up a loop through those 2. You'll be left with 2 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So that is a decrease. Again, 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a decrease. Go through the front loops of the next 2, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're gonna repeat the pattern 6 single crochet decrease until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. By the end of this round, you should be having a stitch count of 42 stitches. For the next round, you're going to place 5 single crochets and then decrease. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease. Continue this pattern until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. This is how it looks like. The total stitch count now is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 33, 34, 36. Total stitch count is 36, and for the next round you're going to do 4 single crochet, decrease. Remove the stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then decrease. Continue this pattern until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. This is how it should look like. You can see that it's starting to get close, so it's a better time to start filling this in with stuffing. Okay, for the next round we are going to do 3 single crochet, decrease. So place 3 single crochets, 1, 2, don't forget your first stitch, 3, and into the next 2 you have to do a decrease, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and decrease. 1, 2. 3 single crochet, decrease until you reach the end, and I'll meet you guys there. Okay, for the next round, that's right, you guessed it, 2 single crochet, decrease. And make sure to fill the body with stuffing if you feel like it's not enough. So we are at the final rounds. So 2 single crochet, decrease. That was my first single crochet, my second, and decrease. Continue this pattern until you reach the end of this round, and I'll see you guys there. Okay guys, this is how it looks like now. For the next round, 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. One, mark it as your first stitch, and decrease. One single crochet, decrease until you reach the end of the round, and I'll see you guys there. This is how it looks like, and the final round you're going to decrease, 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 decrease until you reach the end of the row, and I'll see you guys there. So make sure to fill enough stuffing, because after this round it will be really hard to push stuffing inside. So if you feel like it's not enough, now is the good time to fill it in even more if you want. I feel like I'm happy with my plushie, so I'm gonna do the final row. Just keep on decreasing until you reach the end of the round, and I'll meet you guys there. Okay, if you have followed the pattern correctly, this is how it would look like right about now, and you'll be left with only 6 stitches at this final row. Now we remove the stitch marker and we are going to leave enough yarn and snip it. Okay, I can't. Where is my scissor? Hold on. Snip. And then pull this end out like this. Next, with the help of a darning needle, which I cannot find, so what you're going to do is, can you see these 6 stitches? You are going to go through the front loops of these stitches. So you'll have 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks funny. 5 and 6, and then you are going to pull from this. So pull hard and it will get closed. Next, you have to send the darning needle in and out and weave in the ends. After that, you're gonna snip it and OTORI Sama's body is done. Next, we have to make the 2 wings and the flower part
so as you can
on
see
top
in the
of his
video,
head.
you have to send your yarn through your index finger like this. You're gonna make a loop and you're gonna insert your thumb in, and then you're gonna pull out the other tail end through that loop. Please look at the video if my explanation is bad. I think it's bad. Just follow the video. Next, grab your hook and send it through that loop. You can pull from the tail end to make the loop smaller. Don't make it too tight. And you have to start by making chains. You have to make 8 chains. And then you're gonna yarn over and into the 3rd chain from the hook. So you could see this is the 3rd chain. You're gonna insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So basically into the 3rd stitch from the hook, you made a double crochet. Again, into the next, you're gonna make a double crochet. And into the next one, you're gonna make 1/2 double crochet. So basically we are working towards the very first chain that we made. Into the next, again you're gonna make 1/2 double crochet. we have 2 more chains left to work, so into those two you're gonna make 1 single crochet each. So I'm at my first chain now, and here I'm placing 1 single crochet into that first chain. This is how the wing should look like right now. Now we are going to work into the other side of the wing. So into the same place where you finished the single crochet, the first chain, you're gonna insert the hook and place 2 more single crochets into that place. So 1 and 1 more into the same first chain. Now you are going to repeat what you did to the other side. So you are going to start by placing 1 single crochet into the second stitch, and into the next 2 stitches you're gonna place 1 half double crochet each. Into the next you're gonna place 1 double crochet, and into the next again 1 double crochet. We are almost there. You're gonna place 1 more double crochet into that last chain. Next, can you remember the chain we worked into the third chain, and here into our very first double crochet we did, you're gonna insert the hook, pull up and pull through, placing a slip stitch to finish the round. Okay, and next you're gonna leave enough yarn to sew it onto the body and then snip it off. That is one wing. You have to follow the same pattern and make another one because Otori Sama should have 2 wings. Okay, so these are the 2 wings, and next up we have to make the leaf and the beak. To make the leaf, I'm using 5-ply milk cotton yarn because I didn't have acrylic yarn. If you have acrylic yarn you could use, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. So to start off we are going to make a magic ring. And then you're gonna make half double crochets. So yarn over, insert the hook into that magic ring, pull up a loop. You got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 3. So that is my first half double crochet into the magic ring. So mark it as your first stitch. So that was our first half double crochet. Make 5 more and I'll see you guys. Okay, and here we have to finish off round. So to the first stitch, you could see the V shape clearly. Into the first stitch, you're gonna yarn over and insert the hook. Into the first stitch, you have to place 2 half double crochets, meaning that you are doing an increase. By the end of the second round, you should be having a total stitch count of 12. I'll see you guys at the end of this round. Okay guys, so this is how your leaf should look like right now. by the end of 2 rounds. For the third round, you're going to place 1 half double crochet into the first stitch and do an increase into the next stitch. Follow the pattern, 1 half double crochet, increase. So we are doing only half double crochets. So when I say increase, that means you have to do 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. I'll see you guys at the end of round 3. This is how it should look like, and for the next round you're gonna do half double crochet into the first stitch. Make sure that you mark it as your first stitch, and you have to make 9 more half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and into the next you're going to make a double crochet. Into the same place you're going to make another double crochet. So 2 double crochets into the stitch. Next you're going to chain 1, and into the same stitch you're going to place 2 more double crochets. So altogether you did 4 double crochets into that same stitch. 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Okay, and into the next stitches until you reach the stitch marker, which was the beginning of the round. You have to keep on placing half double crochets. So you will be placing 10 half double crochets, and this is what it should look like once you have finished the round. Next you are going to remove the stitch marker, and into the place where the stitch marker was, you are going to insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull through. You are ending the round with a slip stitch, and that is the base part of the leaf. Next you have to leave enough tail and cut it off. Next we are going to make the stem part of the leaf. For that, grab your yarn and hook, and first of all you have to start making chains. Make a slip knot. And make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. And into the second chain from the hook, you are going to place, this is the second chain from the hook, you are going to place into the second chain from the hook, you are going to place 1 single crochet. Into the same stitch you are going to place 1 more single crochet. Into the next 3 stitches until you reach the beginning of the chain, you are going to place slip stitches. So you're going to insert the hook, pull up the loop and pull it all the way through. That is a slip stitch. After that, make sure that you leave enough tail to sew it onto the leaf part, the base of the leaf, and finish it off. Next, you are going to connect this stem to the base of the leaf using the darning needle. this is how it will look like when it is on Otori Sama's head. So I'm going to sew the leaf like this halfway so it can stand up. If you want, you can sew it around so it don't stands up like this. And yeah, if you are too lazy to sew it on, you can use a glue. Normally I use the P6000 glue to glue it on. But here I prefer sewing, so yeah, I'll be sewing the leaf part to Otori Sama's head.
Okay guys, next we have to make the beak of Otori Sama. For that I'm using orange color 3-ply acrylic yarn with the same hook, which is 5mm. And first we are going to make a slip knot. Oops. And then we are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And see, even now I have doubled up the yarn, so all of this, the whole plushie is made using doubled up yarn. That means I'm using 2 yarn strand, each 3-ply. That means this is now a 6-ply. Okay, so after you crochet 7, you're going to insert the hook into the second chain from the hook. This is the first one, this is the second one. Insert the hook into the second chain, pull up a loop. You got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. That is your first single crochet, and you have to place single crochets into each of those and you and you have to place single crochets into each what the heck and you have to place single crochets into each of these stitches, each of the chain. Basically you're going to work your way back to this very first chain that you made. So altogether you'll be doing 5 more single crochets. And I'm at the first chain, so altogether 6 single crochets, and then into this chain you have to make another 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Okay, after that into this side of the chain you have to again keep on making single crochets. Make 1 2 3 4 5 single crochets. Make sure that you go through both strands since we have doubled up the yarn. Okay, one more here into this is the turning chain and this is the cornermost. Okay, you have altogether 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. You have to add one more single crochet into the same place where you did the previous single crochet, to the same last place. So altogether you should be having 14. And next, into this very first stitch you have to place 2 single crochets, 1 2. Mark this as your first stitch. And next you have to make 5 single crochets, 4 5, and then you have to do an increase. Make 2 single crochets into the next. So into this, do an increase, 1 and 2. Okay, and into the next, again you do an increase, 1 2. Into the next 5 you place 1 single crochet each. And into this final stitch place 2 single crochets, 1, you're doing an increase, 2. So this is what your beak should look like for now, and the total stitch count should be 18. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. And for the next round you have to place 1 single crochet each. So remove the stitch marker and start placing 1 single crochet into each of those stitches. So this total stitch count wouldn't change, it would remain the same, which is 18. You just have to place 1 single crochet into each of the stitches. I'll see you guys at the end of this round. Okay, so after doing 1 single crochet round, this is how the beak should look like, and we are going to leave enough tail to sew the beak onto OTORI Sama's face and snip the yarn. So I cannot find my scissor, oh my god. Okay, so after snipping the yarn, pull this thread out, remove the stitch marker, and like this, going to be like this. You're gonna sew it onto OTORI Sama's face. Here I've just used the pins to show you the placements. And next we have to make OTORI Sama's eyes. So I'm gonna place this with pins. So I will tell you the placements in a few. Hold on. The diameter of a circle is approximately 2.2 centimeters, and On the white felt, you are going to paste the eye. So since I'm not using safety eyes and I'm using half beads, I will glue it onto this white felt. So I'm gonna paste it like this, the two eyes, and I'll leave it as the next step. And the final thing is sewing everything together. So for the placements, the hands from the top, we sewed the leaf onto its head. I didn't sew around the leaf because I want it to be kind of like able to lift it and seat it to its head. So I sew only in the middle. And from here, from the center, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 rows. On the 11th row, start of the 11th row, I attach the wing on one side. To get the placements here, the leaf is pointed to the front, and to the side I took 10 rows down, and between the two wings approximately you have 20 columns or 20 stitches like this. And to the center I'm fixing the beak. So from this side you have around 7 stitches, and from this side also 7. Then you will get the beak to the center. It's a little bit off. Okay, the beak is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the start of the 8th row, the top of the beak will be there. Okay, so you can change the placements as you like. What I mean is you can get this point of the leaf to the side also. So those were the measurements for the plushie that I made. And yeah, you're gonna sew this. You're gonna attach these pieces together using a darning needle, and I'll see you guys once I finished attaching these to my OTORI SAMA. Yeah, see you guys in a few. In case you wanna know how I attach, I'm just gonna attach the top part of the wing because I want it to be like movable. I will attach only the top part of the wings, and the beak I will give a little bit of a shape, like a curved shape. And yeah, here I just finished attaching one wing. I get the two ends out from one place and place some knots so that it is secured, and then I hide the yarn like this and snip off excess ends like that. I'm gonna sew this end also, this wing like that. I'm gonna sew this wing also. So when sewing the beak, I go through this. You can see these two loops. I go through the back loops like this. It's kind of difficult. And then I go through the plushie. So alternatively, I go through the plushie and go through the chain, the beak's back loops like this. I'm not gonna put any fillings, stuffings inside the beak. If you want, you can, but personally I think the beak looks just fine. And you can fix the beak straight, but I'm going to kind of curve the beak a little bit and sew it like that. That means I'm gonna sew it this way. If you want, you can sew it straight like this. I'm going to make it curve and sew it this way. I'm using the B6000 glue and the black half beads. After that, we have to fix the eyes to the plushie like this. Oh, that is too big. If you feel like it's too big, you can cut it and make it smaller. And you're gonna paste the eyes on either side of the beak.
Okay guys, so I'm so sorry if the audio was not good in this video because some were live recorded and some were voiceover. And I know that this video is almost 2 weeks late. I'm so sorry, I got like very occupied with my studies, my job, my oh yeah, I didn't mention that if you are a local, you can now buy the plushies in store. I will mention like you can go over to my Instagram and see more details about it. So I'm hoping to publish a separate video, a vlog style video related to that. And yeah, stay tuned for it. Thank you so much for the love and support given. You can check out my written patterns up on my Etsy. You can support me over my coffee shop and check out my Instagram. And don't forget to share your cute plushies with me so I can share it on my Instagram stories. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Have a nice day. Bye bye.